I don't really even know all the specs of this knife. So let's just open it up, take a look, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I know the box says Richmond, but it is not a Richmond knife. It is just a Richmond box. Nice little diagram of your meats, your cuts. Thank you, Mark, for that. It's very thoughtful. Okay, so here it is. I mean, this knife is very nice. It has a really nice weight to it. This handle is really nice, and we'll talk about the handle in just a moment here. And so this knife is really interesting because even though it's treated to a 65 to a 66 on the Rockwell scale, it's relatively affordable. And also the craftsmanship of the knife is actually quite nice. Now, I think what's actually really important here is the fact that this company seems to only make blades and not entire knives with handles. Now, one of the biggest complaints that I still have with Japanese knives is they spend so much time and effort making these beautiful blades for their knives, but the handles that they include in their knives or on their knives are just crap. And so to leave it to someone like Mark Richmond and his team to produce nice octagonal custom handles or semi-custom handles for their knives, it just gives the knife a much higher quality feel to it. Because I know that if I bought this knife from Japan, it would have a really cheap D handle with whole wood that's really porous and really soft, and it just would degrade the value of the knife. But the fact is, this knife here has a custom or semi-custom octagonal handle, which is so much better than any D handle you can buy. You cannot tell the hardness of a knife just by sitting here and bending the knife. That's just silly. You really just have to use the knife in the kitchen and see how they feel. And the other way to tell is by sharpening the knife. And I will be sharpening a lot of knives and a lot of whetstones. And so I'm really looking forward to this knife, to using this knife in the kitchen. If you guys can see that, my knuckles look like they are the same length or same height as the tip of the edge there. And it may even be higher than that. So I suspect that I may have some knuckle clearance issues with this knife on the cutting board. Okay, so normally I don't do this on camera because I just don't. Yeah, so this is actually a 40mm height, or maybe 41. Yes, 40.97. So this knife is actually very short, and something that I just didn't bother to look at when I was reading the specs on it. So it's a very short knife, definitely something that I will have to get used to if I were to use this in the kitchen on a regular basis. But other than that, I think it's a very beautiful knife, very well crafted knife. Has a nice rocking profile, has a very short flat spot there, and has a nice pronounced belly. So overall, the profile looks pretty nice. It has a really nice finish in terms of the choil, the neck area on both sides. Very nicely rounded. There are no sharp edges other than the obvious edge itself. The spine itself is very nicely polished. Has a nice satin finish to it. On the blade, the logo itself, it's actually all engraved, which is actually a nice touch. It's got this Japanese kanji on it with the horse and the hap, designating for the hap steel, hap 40 steel. On the left side, there's nothing here. The fit and finish of the handle it's superb. You know, when you're spending $200 plus to $250, or even more than that, you don't want a knife that is just average in terms of the handle. You want a knife that performs well from the cutting side. You also want a knife that is well crafted on the handle side and the fit and finish. So, so Mark and his team are doing a really good job at supplying people with high quality knives, not just from the blade side, from performance side, but also from a handle and fit and finish side. Anyways, I will have some sharpening videos on this knife very soon. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.